What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Especially for Tiafatos, it's morning for him. There's a reason why I say this stuff, because I don't know what time it is everywhere. So let's get on with the next part of this case, shall we? I think we're about to hit the climax. What's going on, CB? Welcome. So we're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? And then he plucked his rose, and the floor was filled with roses. He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. You mean you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Not yet, though. Hey, pal! Hey, it's Gumshoe! What are you so jumpy about, detective? Your hair's standing on end. I mean, it is, right? You see it, right? It's standing on end. You gotta look under the sloth, though. Look under the sloth. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot. Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kinda get wound up. Ah! No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Oh, well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. The Eye of El Tigre. The Eye of El Tigre. Oh my goodness, remember the old Nickelodeon show El Tigre? In an hour, the trial will have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck here. You said you can get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? The little bottle. Would that work? If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. No, find out the print on the attorney's badge. Should've gave him the attorney's badge, right? It's like, yeah, who's been touching my attorney's badge? Sure thing, pal. Actually, that thing's been gnawing at me too. There you go. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. Haha, I just dropped it in the toilet. That's all you just hear right there. Ah, and all you hear is... I just flushed the bottle down the toilet. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. And we're the phonies. Wait. I'm not the phony, I swear. Let's continue on. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. Wait, it took 3 cups of coffee for him to come over here? Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Oh boy. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Oh, he's here. Oh, he's angry, alright. He's red. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Ah! Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there is room for me down there, too. Would you, what you say to me? Nothing, I didn't say nothing, honest. Who could have guessed that the fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? I didn't do nothing. I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the heck called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was the judge. Oh my goodness, did he just hide under the desk? Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as usual. That's it, we're doomed. The judge got scared. Judge, I'm about to head out. Oh my goodness. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the heck was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What you say? There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. Godo's not frightened of him at all. Godo is awesome. By the way, how's the audio? Is the audio all good with everybody? Woo! And I'm the one that holds you in. Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. But she's still under the table. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I've got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course, well, perhaps you can give us your testimony, eh? Whoa, Foxy. Haven't seen that name in a while. Just springing out of nowhere with a golden name. Oh. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. Godo only cares about his coffee. He has no time for Tigre's bullpocky. You know, that's the first time I've seen somebody write bullpocky, which is what I usually say, so it's weird seeing it from somebody else. So it's like, so that's what bullpocky looks like. Ah, you's the one who set this up, didn't ya? Thank you, Foxy. You's gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. No. No. Get a grip, Nick. We don't need that image. I don't need that image. No, thank you. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in the office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderlender every single day. You just want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta. Oh. At last I found my pen. Very well done, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. I know the kind of games that guy in blue plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Me? Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000 and you're gonna borrow the cash from me. You gotta be kidding me. No way. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger. Is Godo gonna be like, alright? I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not... This witness is... How can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You's better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. Wait I thought you rode your scooter here. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your... So you mean if I press on the wrong thing, I'm gonna get hurt? And I gotta pay $50,000. I wish I had $50,000. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? You found your pen already? So I gotta find out which one makes more sense. Press correctly. I don't know nothing about no murder. So if I press here, would I just get hurt? I don't know nothing about no murder. Hold it! So, I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office. Wait. There was that thing in December he did, so I'll try pressing here. Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know. You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cavdaverini? She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in office. That's what it says, so that's where I was. And I love that look. It's like, I swear I'm honest. Look at me. Look at my chest. You see my beautiful red chest? It's beautiful. Beautiful. It's chiseled. That seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. The judge is always hiding under that table. What the tiger did at December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder. So now what? Let me check. If it's only one bar, if I lose it, doesn't matter. What you want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead end, Wright, and you know it. Remember the rules. Oh, I'm fighting back. No, it's essential that we establish a witness's alibi accurately. I agree. I agree, I'm the judge. Bang bang. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too? Maybe you ain't listening, of course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats who want to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before. I don't believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please... Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony. Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. Be a man. Oh, you never saw that kid before. You sure about that? Because if I remember, on December 3rd, the day of the incident, meet with the tiger. Beautiful. Mr. Tigre, you claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left his little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger, and the date? December 3rd. Perfect? Perfect. Are we just gonna have a bad accent chat right now? December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. Yes, it is. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Look at that orange suit. Not bad, Juice, actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with you to see how good you were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Foxy, what's with the tree? Why tree? Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. You're calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing? Just watch out, Scooby. So you're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You better believe that's the truth. It's November. I mean, Siri, just wait till December 1st, and I'm just gonna sing Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. And me. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. And it slides on down. Can I just hold out my hand and the Snapple just appears in my hand? Can I just do that? Just hold out my hand and it's like, oh great, where'd that come from? December 1st is acceptable. Stevie, how about I just sing it right now? Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? You never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. You hear me? The victim, Glenny Elgos. I ain't no lie, I never met Glenn Elg. There was some lame guy with that name, though, wanted to borrow cash from me. Only if it's the Black Parade mashup? Don't think I've heard that, or did I? I don't know. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, 10 to Linda. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed up. I ain't never even been to that Trace Bien joint, you see? That's a lie. That is a lie. There were matches in that office. He has those matches that say Tres Bien and say smell beautiful when you light them on fire. You see? He's lying. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Pixel, is this a game for good boys and girls? Yes, it is, Sakurai. Yes, it is dub voice of Sakurai. Whoever knew that Sakurai's dub voice is more friendly than what the actual truth is about Smash. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? It's rated T for teen. But I think in Japan it's rated A. Like, they were trying to keep an A rating in Japan, which is like for teens. I don't know. All I know is that the recent update almost got the rating go up because of a certain character. But there was one thing I really know for sure. He's never been to that Tres Bien joint. I know he did. Because I got those matches from his office. Yes, it worked. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Lawyering is too serious for the West. Oh wait, CB, you're talking about this game, T for Teen. Oh wait, yeah, lawyering is too serious for the West. I don't know if it's for good boys and girls. Matches, what you talking about? We found them in your office at 10 the Lender. They're from that restaurant. You know, he could have just said, I've never been to that restaurant before. You probably got those matches and faked it. But, you know, Mr. Tigre ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, okay? If you've never really been to Tres Bien before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You've been snooping around in my stuff too, wise guy? What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. They just call me a broad? Water. Well, witness, I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me, sumimasen. I ain't no pussycat, I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. Nani? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I never met that kid. Was he looking kinda dumb with his finger and dumb in the shape of vanilla on his Maybe. Well. I should do that too, like, here's my pure black magic. Well, it's not pure black, it's more brown, but good. Because that is magic in a bottle. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn out that day. And he did pour poison in his coffee. He must have. While sticking... Doesn't he bite his tongue with his freaking spiky tooth? That must hurt, though. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. So I heard the cops sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. Foxy, what, you like my profile picture? I didn't make it, it was made by Muzyoshi on Twitter. Muzyoshi. I'll just put it right there. Muzyoshi at Twitter. That's her name. She is a wonderful artist who mimics the Paper Mario style, but her commissions get closed up real quick, so I'd say if you want to get a commission by her, you have to wait till they open up and get there quickly. Her queue fills up quickly. I just got lucky that time. I see, you didn't actually meet up with him in the end then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it, if I wait around here any longer, I am gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. No problem. Many times Tribe pressures you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. Well, CB, I'm sure you'll do it soon. You just gotta find the job, and then you gotta make the money. And then you gotta find a way to spend that money. Because, yeah, when you get that money and you follow a lot of artists, it's like, I want your art, I want your art, I want your art, I want my art, I don't have art. The Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know, since you paying. You's paying. Oh man, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? Lawyers can't pay for trains. I'm too important for that. So let's see, he was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When he opened the door to the joint, he saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. When he opened the door... Wait, hold on. Didn't the place look a bit weird, though? Can I rate your profile picture? Oh, I can see it right now. It looks very cute. Is with the character with the glasses and the green hair and the trans flag. I see it. I like it. I don't really like rate stuff, if that's what you're asking. I'm gonna say on a nice to beautiful, I'm gonna say beautiful. Let's see. Wait, so if he opened the door, let's see. I'm gonna pretend to be Furio Tigre. He's gonna be like, la da 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 da, and then he sees that. If he looks in, he couldn't see the dead body. He is a liar. I'm gonna try to present that though. I mean, if I lose points, I lose points. Holy heck, it worked. CB, when you get a credit card in a year, then you'll take commissions yourself, then you'll have money. I think you mean a debit card. A debit card where you have money in the bank. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, Wright? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. Oh, Alex, did I go on the Special Express? If you mean in the Book of Mario, not yet. I'm currently on the Dupless Express right now. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. Oh wait, you don't know how debit and credit cards work? Okay, so let's say you want to hold money in a bank, right? You need a debit card to take out the money you saved up in the bank. A credit card is basically money you have to pay back though. It's like saying, oh yeah, you have a credit card. You can use the money now, but you have to pay it back at the end of the month. All you've used. Or it will rack up interest, but a debit card is money that people give you and you put in the bank. So it's money that you can take out anytime. So, debit card, not credit card. Credit cards is money you gotta pay back. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. From there, your field of vision will have covered an area like that. So he couldn't even see the scene. Wait, Foxy, you couldn't play this game anywhere? Is that because you don't have a Switch, a 3DS, or any system? Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables, there's a separator. Oh, because of your... You can't play this game anywhere because of your name. What does your name have to do with anything, Foxy, if I may ask? Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. They couldn't see the scene. So, from the entrance of Tres Bien, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him. Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. We're yelling out objections left and right here. But the defense just proved that to be moot. Moot! The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elk but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim and he had just killed and acted out a charade. Oh boy, and I think we're about to call out the killers now, the fakes. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elg, and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo? In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. So if we were to believe that Viola was supposed to be the waitress, the fake waitress, of course the fake Glenn Elk has to be Mr. Furio Tigre. He freaking removed his hair, put on the hat. Wait, I'm just curious because if he did play out to be Glenn Elk, how did he get his hair not sticking out of that hat? I think his hair would break under that hat. Like, his hair looks like it's freaking made out of cement. It's freaking sharp hair. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. Nani? It was Mia. Mia comes down and slaps me across the face as Maya. She's like, really? You took all this time and you think I'm the killer? I'm dead. Well, witness. Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, you've got the guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. If I could just camera pans over. He's gone. He ran away. Phoenix went back home. He just head out. Mr. Wright! Phoenix booked it. You just hear a bunch of footsteps like... Sounds like it must be you, old man. You just got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot! Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see the victim. Oh, no. The serving girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was a waitress who poisoned the coffee. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack, he just comes back up like this. He's like this, basically. This is how Phoenix played it out. Objection! Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Very impressive. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. You did well. Now it's time for me to take over. Shut up, Mr. Godot. It's my turn. Shut your face. Okay. So, yes. Found your pen at last, Wright. It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenn Elg, and the waitress, from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright? I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. Nani, you mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. El Tigre was the Oh no, Stevie, I do not want that image in my head. What are you doing? What are you doing? Whew. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Of course it was Maya, she was working there. Let's see, can I just pin this on Maggie Bird again? It was John Armstrong, that's who it was. You saw the judge's eyes, right? When it paused, he was like... That was a bit creepy. Who is this woman? Her name is Violet Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tender Lender. You're making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Ms. Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy, and she had kind of a cackling laugh. Oh, we're getting close to this. There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody but Miss Bird seemed to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after was over. There is only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice. Once for real and once for show. And Mr. Fiorio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you! Is he gonna do a breakdown? Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give yous one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? You's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, right? But you missed out on one real important thing. But that can't be. Well, I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you hear? What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're gonna need another one for the road. Spawn's Dreading Courthouse. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribulations between yourself and the victim? Oh boy, tell us to the victim. Yeah, I loaned L Cash about $100,000. That day we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback day, see? So anyway, he tells me he got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won, $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over. Oh, so it was about to be good, but then he drank the coffee and that's it. Now I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Ugg was $50,000. Yeah, well, you just got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? Someone starting up Gmod to spawn the jet in the courthouse? That was quite the Gmod experience. Yeah, I loaned L Cash about $100,000. Did he have any way of paying the loan back? The fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up until he landed a big win. So I agreed to help him. Help him, you? I kept hitting him with ideas for ways he could get big win. He can get a big win. But the guy kept losing. So you were helping him for his sake? Or yours? Win through compromise. You help me, I help you. What's the difference, huh? I don't believe this. Nick, would anyone ever really loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I only loan you $5 max. Thanks a lot, Maya. $5 max? Ouch. So how much were you expecting him to pay you back on that day? What'd you think? The whole package, $100,000 including interest. That's a real heavyweight punch. Once a client misses a repayment, you call the whole loan in. You want to make it my world? That's what you gotta do. And how many times have Mr. Ugg have been late with his repayments? Once. And how much was he supposed to pay back every month? $50. Sounds like Mr. Ugg was in a really sticky spot. Yeah, $50 a month, he never paid that huge loan off. Sheesh, $50,000 all the way to $100,000? Wow. So he's got no way to pay it back. How much did he have left on his debt? You want it in round figures? How about $100,000? That's the whole amount. We're talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet. What? You telling me he wasn't even gonna pay for that coffee? He certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. Elg. No, why would you buy coffee and not have the money for it? That guy was smooth, I tell you, real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes, that's what he says to me. The guy then calls me the tender tiger. He was skating on thin ice with me. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Was that because the guy who won the lottery, was his last chance at a big win? And you can confirm that this is the ticket in question? That's it. The Millionaire radio show starts at 1:30 and runs for 10 minutes. That fixes the time you two met with some accuracy. And the whole scene was acted out again 30 minutes later. Also that Mr. Cooter would see it. I can still see the kid's face now. I ain't never gonna forget it. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. If there was no one there, I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Actually, has that happened before? I believe there was a game where Phoenix Wright did wear Tiger's shirt. Was it a fighting game or something? I don't know. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, if I'm right, Viola Cadaverini were all there at the time. So the victim had intended to repay you from his lottery winnings from the beginning. Seems that way to me. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, wouldn't you? Ah, the undying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you'll ever have. That's what defines a true gambler. He makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. The Capcom All-Stars thing. Maybe it might be there, though. Maybe. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten away, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. What Maggie did, or how things would have been. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are you so there or what? I'm talking about the cash. Ah, Marlboro vs. Capcom. There we go. I believe that. I don't know. I don't play many fighting games besides Smash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. The tiger's motive, huh? I was after the $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. Wait, he did have his CD in his office, right? Yeah, he took the CD because this thing was worth millions of dollars. It worked. So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. L owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. L, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you're really after. What are you getting at, Wright? What else would a moneylender be after other than money? What else would a sellout sloth be here other than money? Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? Really, Judge? I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that's from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the most important part. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market. Several $1 million? Okay, oh my goodness. How about instead of MC Bomber, the virus is called MC Boomer, and it just launches OK Boomer viruses all over the computers, and only the millennials know how to take care of it. But the millennials don't, if the boomers don't pay for the millennials to fix it, millennials just say OK Boomer and just leave. Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to pay the money is crucial. What? Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money. Objection. You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get hold of that program? Exactly. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Wright. Wow, Godot's like, yeah, he don't dress good. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he hadn't needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. Is the other lawyer a bad guy or not? Which lawyer? The one with the mask he off of those? While you think of that, I'm just gonna take a drink of Snapple and then die. It's so good, but that didn't happen. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. The coffee fiend. Well, we don't know yet. We don't know much about Mr. Godot yet, except that he loves coffee. He's just a coffee lover right now, I think. He is Phoenix's rival in this game so far. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tigre need money to the tune of $1 million? Oh, wait! Wasn't it for the $1 million bill for the surgery for Viola? Because the car crashed into his scooter, they went boom, Viola came out, was like, okay, Boomer, you killed me. Imagine Viola saying, okay, Boomer, to Mr. Tigray. His eyes! In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. How much of this do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. Wouldn't the scooter get more wrecked than the car? Shh. $1 million, a preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigray had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. His life depended on it, of course. You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? The scooter used counter. Oh no. No wonder it didn't break. Counter. The car got more wrecked than the scooter did because of counter. Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you just say Cadaverini? By the way, about the whole... Since we're speaking about Pokemon right now, I just want to say I came to a consensus about Pokemon Sword and Shield. It will remain a YouTube series. I was gonna think like YouTube or Twitch or do both, but I think it'll be a YouTube series mainly, and I'll just stream something else in the meantime. The scooter was Gigantamaxed. Oh no. Trials and Tribulations. It foreshadowed Gigantamaxing. Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city. And... okay, but can we name the Pokemon? Dude, I don't really know how, since it's gonna be a YouTube thing. I don't know, though. How about this, though? I'll do a thing like on Twitter and Discord, and I'll just say, I'm just gonna play Pokemon, just give me all the best nicknames you got, and I'll try to use them. There are name raiders in every town now. Okay, Steve, you got a point there. Okay, oh yeah, I forgot about that. In every there's gonna be a name raider in every town. Okay, I forgot about that. Yes. I will not name the Pokemon myself. I'll just say, if you got the best name, let me know, and I'll do it. Doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. What about online? I will see about that, maybe. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elk's life to pay your debt. Ooh, we're getting there. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigray's sole intention was to get his hands on the CD. Glenn Elk had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigray knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigray would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elk won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigray with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least no legitimate way. He used Master Hand to pour the poison into somebody's coffee. So he resorted to a legitimate means. Ugh, that's crazy. He murdered Glenn Elk and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigray posed as Glenn Elk, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. Mr. Bean. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Kudo. Like I said, Shred, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness too, $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Oh, I thought he was gonna scream though. Oh, he's screaming now. You just put on a good show, Spiky. If you just want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What, another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Wow, I'm really slipping up tonight, aren't I? Oh, wait. Cause he faked to be me, would that work? Oh my goodness, what on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as a victim on the day in question. A month ago in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you standing in here this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable shabby defense I had ever seen. I got him. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Hey. Forget about it, yeah? Whoa, he changed. I wouldn't do something like that, not me. Sweet little me, no. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor? Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as a judge with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. No! Uh-oh. If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far. You say he impersonated Glenn Elg. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. No! Oh, dang, not this again. Sucks to be you, Wright. Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get mauled. You's got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Freaking Godot. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. Well. Oh! Your Honor, sir. Wait! Detective! Gumshoe! Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. NANI?! Oh, this is great. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so do you know who the prints belong to now? Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know. So tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it. You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tigre's paw prints, alright. That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You hardly said a word since Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on the bottle now. Oh, what? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glen Elk's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now. Ugh. I knew it. Great, no matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to... Gumshoe, no! Detective? Gumshoe? Maggie? You've been working on something... for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of here now. Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Maybe if I just take a lick of it and I'm poisoned. Poison. Alright, we're back. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I granted you a recess so you can prepare this decisive evidence you discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Remember this, Pixel. Every person has an igniter. You just need to light it. Including me? I just gotta light myself on fire then. You're right! I just gotta set myself on fire. I think that's what you mean, right? Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you just gonna waste? I ain't been into no court before, but you lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court. Alright, here's a bottle. Judge, take it. This is the final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's... Your Honor? Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new info? Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains. Except one man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-licking bottle, is that what you saying? Well, what's the heck in it anyway? A phony trial, phony lawyer, and phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Wait, what? What, Mr. Tigre? This is the piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... The victim's ear, I mean, we already know that. His oils? Oh, so we're gonna lie to him. It contains Mr. Armstrong's oils. What happens if I choose a wrong one, just for fun's sake? The evidence on its own isn't worth anything. I guess I'll just have to take the plunge and... Wait a minute, Nick. Oil isn't gonna help anyone now, is it? Mr. Wright. If you think I'll allow you to indulge in speculation at this stage, you're wrong. Oh. Whoops. Looks like I better reconsider. I've got to take advantage of the fact that the tiger thinks he's won. I gotta really lie about this. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? Ha! Ha! You'd make a good clown, you know that. What? You ain't never gonna get this to stick. You're just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. That ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it. No. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing nice. Oh, he just outed himself so bad right now. What a big grade A doofus. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Got him! At last. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? I said that Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But you ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool your people. That lawyer's just playing games. You fool, you've fallen for one of the classic blunders. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor, tell that guy where to go. The brown bottle. You still haven't figured it out. Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what the kind of bottle the cyanide was in. But just now you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You don't know who you's messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me? Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Oh, whoa. Holy heck. He broke. Somebody turned out the lights. The lights really did turn off. What? What's going on? Did his scream just break all the lights? It looks like a blackout. Did I just get slapped? Wait. Go though. Well done, Trite. Whoa. I saved my 17 cup of coffee just for you. Oh my goodness. Savor it. No wonder his eyes were open like that. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Roaring so loud it caused a power outage, yup. He just outed himself. I did it. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He is being arrested on the suspicion of murder of Glen Oak, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to recertify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of a genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. If it wasn't for you meddling kids. Furio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. Ah, the truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird and not guilty. Woo! Time to dance it out. Woo! There we go. That was my quickest dance ever. That is all. This court is adjourned. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congrats, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Gumshoe, he semi-respects you. Well, that's better than no respect at all. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. I am heading out. Wait! Gumshoe. Oh yeah, congrats, Maggie. Thanks. Awkward. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony then? Huh? Oh, well, I was, well, guess I'll be heading off then. Alright, I'm out. Wait up, detective! He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even any of use. But it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie? You know, Gumshoe's really been worried about you all throughout all of this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. You're a police officer! You were! He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Oh. Anybody want a lunchbox full of weenies? Weenies! Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom. That's the present from Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. And give her MC Bomber. Here you go, you can be rich forever now. No way, Phoenix is keeping that. Phoenix is gonna be rich. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Gumshoe? I actually really like weenies. You see, nobody can hate weenies. We all love weenies. Was that a dog or my stomach? Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Aww. So how is it, Maggie? It's really good. Is this trying to make me cry? I'm almost there, though. I think tears are about to head him. Oh, yep, my finger's wet now. Holy heck. Except vegans. Well, Maggie's enjoying it, and that's what matters. She really enjoys the lunchbox. How sweet. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. Shadow the Hedgehog has been defeated. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows, maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. with more bad luck and she gets caught in some bad luck again, right? But right now, it's all good. Yeah, episode 3 is over. How about we head to episode 4, shall we? Edgeworth. He looks different. He looks really different. He looks... I made him eat those words. I'll make you eat those words. But yeah, give me 1 second, everybody. I'm gonna take a small bathroom break. I'll be right back in about, a couple of seconds, alright? Just give me a couple of seconds. I'll be right back. Give me a couple of seconds. I gotta change some stuff around. Or just change some stuff around. I'll do something like that. So, let's see. There I go. Do. Actually, I don't think I need to... Oh, but I thought I needed to go. Never mind. I'll just take a sip of Snapple in the meantime. Alright, that was pretty good, though. Alright. This is the beginning of Lawyers. Yeah, I did say I was gonna I needed to use the bathroom. That didn't really happen, so I just changed the title. So now it's Case 4, Slothy Beginnings. Let's do it. The girl. Let her go. Oh no, it's a black and white movie. We gotta read the subtitles this time. But on a rickety bridge though, really? Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her. I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Oh, I see. So there's a dead body in the river, I guess. Wait, is that Phoenix? I'm reading through the file of an old court case. Wait, is he in the hospital? It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Oh wait, what's going on here? Terry Falls, charge kidnapping, murder, sentence death penalty. Oh Stevie, don't bring up the Pokemon Sun Moon thing, oh my goodness. You remember that? After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Wait, are we doing another Mia case? But why is Phoenix in the hospital? Oh, it's another Mia case. This is gonna be weird. Oh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. Who had a better beginning, Phoenix or Mia? Mia feels like she was about to die. Her brand new attorney's badge and an autopsy report. Terry Falls, age 25, and Valerie Hawthorne, age 23. Huh. I'll find out later, okay. I never should have accepted this case. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing. I swear I didn't kill anybody. Terry Falls, my first client. He's carrying the ball and chain. How can he... Wait, why does he have a... Is that a noose around his neck? Please tell me that's a necklace and not a noose. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? Oh god! I'm sorry. That's kind of a creepy face right there. He's got that Sans eye. Just make his right eye blue, and you got Sans right there. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lied. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls. The police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a little lie. Oh, look at that face. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? Go! I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear I didn't kill her. I could never do that. Why he's so sad? He about to cry. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her! She was alive when I left. She was alive! It's true! And I am Ball. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha! Whoa! Is that Godot without the mask? You're not gonna figure out the truth just by staring at the guy. Why are you here? I came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say. So, Diego, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices is here for me? No. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine, an escaped death row convict for our first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Relax, I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned a reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours, it's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. Diego Armando. And that's what my client ran away from. He's a bit smug. I mean, does that look like a bit smug to you? Is that a bit smug or a big ol' smug? Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Wait, childlike voice? Diego starts smug dancing. He goes like, "Oh yeah, it's me, Diego Armando. I love you, Mia. What's up with you, kitten? I'm gonna watch the kitten in court today. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do." He's gonna do that the whole time. Just does that do-do-do-do-do. It's just me waving my arms in the air like a doofus. I gotta do this the right way, though. If I gotta smug dance, I gotta do it the right way. I gotta put on the sloth hands and dance. Do-do-do-do-do. That's it. Take the last two letters of his first and last name. The first two letters of his first and last name. The last two letters. Oh my goodness. Diego. The last two letters, go. Last two letters in Armando. Do. Go do. What the heck? But then if you use the rest of the letters after go and do, you just get die Arman. Who's Arman and why should he die? Holy heck, how'd you figure that out? But wait, hold on, can I share something with you all? When Mia said his childlike voice, I got one voice that fits perfectly with him. I'm gonna try to find it though. Let's see. What was it again? What was it? Ah, dang it, I'm trying to find it though. It's like if I find the right channel, I know which one I can look for. I'm just trying to find it. Underground. It's from a Yu-Gi-Oh anime, but I'm trying to figure out which one though. Shamaden Shimuki. Oh, I think I got the channel. I'm gonna try to find it real quick though, cause I know which one is it. It features a big buff guy in the Yu-Gi-Oh dub of GX, but with a very childlike voice. Found it. Found it. Found it. I want you to all take a listen to this real quick. We are going to watch this right now. Alright, is it up? Yes, it is. It is up. Is it up? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, just check this out real quick and listen with me. I'm gonna turn off the game real quick. Let's just do this.
Attention spectators. Tonight's goal will be a steel cage match.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to find it real close up. Alright, listen closely. You see this guy, right?
Don't worry about those.
You see that big buff guy, right? Imagine this is this guy I'm defending.
What? Now remember, Zane, you're forbidden to leave the cage until the match is over. Oh yes, and about your opponent, he's known to be quite dangerous.
That's right, Poopy Head! My mommy says I'm really strong! You hear me? I take guys like you and eat them for breakfast!
I hope you enjoyed that. And if you're wondering, that is not a fan dub, that is the official GX dub right there. And that is what his voice sounds like. So when Mia said childlike voice, that's what I'm imagining for this guy. That's right, Poopy Head. I eat bad guys like you for breakfast. Oh, I'm so glad I remembered that though. Kazoo Kid. Do I even know who Kazoo Kid is? I don't even know if I know Kazoo Kid. What was that, Edgeworth? Who the heck is this? That's not my judge. Hashtag not my judge. Court is now in session for the trial in Cherry Falls. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Holy heck. Edgeworth got eyelashes. Look at them eyelashes. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? Eh? To Edgeworth? Oh no, he's hot! Eh? Is he Canadian? They say you joined the prosecution's office at quite an early age. At 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kid hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Why is everybody here hot except the judge? Come on, Mia, you can't lose, not to someone younger than you. 20 though. Holy heck, he looks freaking young as heck. Young people running a trial. Millennials, eh? And then they all saying, like, everybody else says to him, okay, boomer. So the judge is a boomer. He's being a boomer right now, isn't he? No, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible for her death. You got it, kitten. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement, eh? Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in his very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. Modern Phoenix Wright game where there's a witness who responds with okay boomer to everything. I feel like that will happen 5 years from now. Now excuse me, I'm burning up in here. I need to turn on the air. I gotta turn on the air. The testimony of Detective Valerie Hartthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. Well, no 10 years. No, 15 years. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly. The victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on a testimony they taped 2 days ago. Alex, we're gonna get this. Okay, 2049, that's when we're getting the OK Boomer game. It's official, that's when we're getting the OK Boomer game. 2049, you're calling it. The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. Already? Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. Ugh. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice, okay, Boomer? Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I called the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Is it Gumshoe? He's only younger by the shade of his coat? Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of this case, sir. He's got a lighter shade. If he wears the same coat, did it change color throughout these years? I feel like instead of buying a new one, it just got darker. Ew. I finally got promoted to the detective division a half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? He put in a green sock. You're really gorgeous. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart, it's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional otherwise. 26 and I think I might be about my early 20s. I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. That's him when he's 26. Holy heck. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran on the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. Pixel, just to tell you, Edgeworth did something before this. What do you mean he did something before this? That much is already stated in the autopsy report. What about the updated autopsy report? Can we get that? The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. The aerial map. In color. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge and an old suspension bridge. The river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Thank you for the map. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. If you will listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as I thought I was some hoser. Okay, Boomer. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. I get it. People look good in this game. Can they stop it with the poses? On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne went to the Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Edgeworth says okay and gives an L. Okay, Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling, it's just cold in here. The courtroom can be a cold battlefield, alright, especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Ah, you got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. It's okay, Mia, stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. So she didn't go to sleep. Ouch. Alright, let's do it. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked to meet. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Falls. A note? Yeah, a top secret memo that she left on her desk. I gotta find out what's in that note. Falls, 4:30 at that bridge. Wear white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Wait, Dahlia? Dahlia Hawthorne for like the first case? Is she related to this? Whoa. How far back are we going here? According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. Terry Falls. Is that supposed to be a pun on something? Terry Falls. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Is this getting deep? Apparently, it's coming full circle around. In the first case, the sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, was involved. Now this time, it's the other sister, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne? Okay, so is Dahlia involved in this? Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up, never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, you're an all-star. Don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. He's got that cute face alright. Look at that face though. He looks like that. I don't know anymore. Hawthorne went to the Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met Mr. Falls. That is not cute. Well then, Tiafatos, tell me what is cute. Is Mia cute? Am I cute? I'm not cute, don't talk about that. A bridge up in the mountains, but why meet there? Because it is a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto the bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. The sloth behind me is... Which one? This one? Or the other one? There's two of them. There's Pickle and Banana over here. That's right, they got names. This big one is Pickle. The small one is Banana. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Falls. Returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. Pickle? You hear that, Pickles? Somebody loves you. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, don't move. We've got you surrounded. Wait a minute. Isn't there something weird about that? Wait, don't move. We got you surrounded on a bridge. No, wait. He was at a checkpoint. Or the bridge, yeah. The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? If that's what had happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Falls, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. Hold on. I think is that guy the coffee guy? I mean, we are back in the past again, TF. Have you been not watching or hearing me this whole time? But no, that is the coffee guy in the past. Without his mask. But hold on, I need to open up. I don't have blue can today, so I got a different can, if everybody's okay with the can I'm drinking today. Today's can is not blue, but invisible. It's invisible can today. Oh, that's an odd taste indeed. Ah! Oh, that is a weird taste, though. Wow, yellow can tastes weird. TF, I'm just joking with you. I know you're working. You're just listening to me right now. That's why you said you're working these paychecks to pay off my debts. White green can? It's not really green, it's yellow. That's why. It's yellow, but apparently it thinks it's green. Can I show it up? Nope, it still thinks it's green. It's yellow. Ugh. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls had a car then? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. But TF, I do appreciate you listening to me, that you consider me listening material. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Oh, I can fit in there. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Whoa, that doesn't look too comfortable. The voice is sexy. All right, I'm just gonna write that down. Number of times people said my voice is sexy. 1. Well, I appreciate it, TF. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important info. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange. Do you? Anyway. What did the defendant have to say about this photo? What he always says, ma'am. I didn't do it, I didn't do nothing. That's all he says. Nothing? I wouldn't say he did nothing. At the very least, we know he stole a car. It's just what he always says, Your Honor. And then he always says, sorry. I told a little lie. Pixel looks hungry. Do I look hungry? I mean, Axel, if I'm hungry, feed me, Seymour. Or something like that. Well, in any case, it seems he was caught and arrested. But what's up, Axel? Welcome to the stream. Precisely. Oh, wait. There is nothing strange, but wasn't there in the note that says wear a white scarf? There was no white scarf, right? Oh, yes, there wasn't. Oh, I'm eating my microphone. I mean, Axel, I could be hungry, so maybe like in 1 week from now, you won't see a microphone. I'm just talking, the microphone's inside me, but you can still hear me clearly. Witness. And long pauses. So, what is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever actually had to address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Okay, Boomer. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Say there, little kitten. Do you want a piece of my, what is it, coffee candy? Say there, little kitten, want a piece of my coffee candy? Coffee candy? Coffee candy? Candy? Today sucked? Well, no need for that negativity here. Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Oh, come on, Mia, shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off. You're a lawyer. How was the Pixel? The Pixel this week sucked. Is everybody having a bad week and day so far? What is going on? I'm doing alright so far. You know, still trying to look for a job, so that's tough. That's it. But the usual is still going on. Still recording good things for my YouTube channel. Still doing the YouTube stuff. Still doing the streaming stuff. Because I gotta be productive. Yes, ma'am. In a week after eating the mic, now listening to Pixel's bowel movement. Tiafatos, I don't think any. That's the ASMR I don't want to imagine. Okay. What job am I looking for? Anything in post-production or IT related, like tech-wise. I've been doing a lot of things, so it's like, any of those could be good. Or any assisting, something like that. You can see me doing voiceover. I don't know how to actually get a voiceover job. I would love to do voiceovers, yet I have no idea of how to start that. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it, is that correct? But let's see, what happened to the judge? This is a case back in the past, so I'm playing in the case 6 years ago, so that's why everybody looks different. Yeah, that's what I said. Wait, Tiafatos, what are you talking about? Axel, well, first you buy a microphone, duh. Okay, check. Well, this microphone was an upgrade thanks to everybody who supported me. This is actually one of those professional radio mics, which is meant for people like me that need to talk close to the mic. So that's why my YouTube videos sound so good. And my streams as well. Well then, I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. You want to see my YouTube style? Just imagine this, but with more editing, basically. It very clearly says wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus this special request. Axel says, what happened? Oh, didn't I say it a long time ago? I did say it a long time ago. I got laid off from my job 2 months ago. And if you think that was long ago, yes, it was 2 months ago I got laid off from my job. And I got no main income right now. I've been surviving on everything I got, and if I don't find anything before this year ends, I'm done for. And I'm not freaking out about it, because if I stress out about it, I'm wasting time not finding jobs. So it's like, I know this reality, but if I start freaking out, I won't be able to record, I won't be able to stream, I'll just be freaking out too much. And believe me, that already happened. That's why the last week, if you were there for any of my last week's streams where I said I was feeling like down and all that, that was one of the reasons why it quickly took me over. Wow, you're just like Gumshoe now. You're not wrong there. But at least he's still making money. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where's the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it! Ugh! I mean, that's why I don't want to talk about my financial situation. I don't want people throwing money at me. I want people to spend their money wisely, only do it if they want to, not because they have to. I'll find a job someday, but I don't want to freak out about it because that means I have to stop doing everything and be depressed. And I don't want that happening. Because believe me, that already happened before. The caller told her the where to identify herself, so I expect she did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you were searching so desperately for. Is it this one perchance? Well, thank you, Axel. Well, where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. Leah, just to let you know, this happened 6 years ago. Phoenix wasn't a lawyer back then. That hot shot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the color requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it's intended for. You like it when streamers mispronounce your name? So it's not Axel? That's how the Mega Man characters pronounce it. I'm pronouncing it like Axel from Mega Man. The Robot Master Axel. That's also called tampering with evidence. Yeah, but Edgeworth is 20. Don't worry about it. It looks like it spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence, and not talk about it to Edgeworth about why he's hiding evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? It is Axel, but if you're not careful, you'll say a naughty word. I'm just gonna say Axel. Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck? Mia? My goodness, you hear, you see this? She wants to get that scarf around his neck. She wants to do the chokey. Also, I didn't know the chat was actually covering the... I didn't know the chat was actually covering the text up there, so... That's why I had to lower the... Wait, what the heck is that little thing up? Oh, that was a Jirachi symbol. I was like, wait, what the heck was that, though? Very good. Now if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on that bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything is moving at its whim. Don't forget, kitten. There's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? It's not from Guns N' Roses, Kingdom Hearts, or Mega Man. Oh, Axel, it's from all three, right? Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the neck. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Oh wait, hold on a second, I got a phone call. Hello? There I go. There we go. Alright, we're back. Sorry, that was just a phone call. I don't know why somebody needs to call me like right over the stream or something. Remember last time that happened and I was just like on the phone with my parents, with my family for like almost 10 minutes? Oh, let's see. Silly Loon, you got Rocket League and Discover? Discover the bank? You really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the river to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Was that Mama Sloth? Not today, not today. Ah, potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So, as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. PS4 and Boost Mobile, are we just gonna say what I have? Okay, what do I have here? In my drawer, I have a bunch of Pokemon cards. Da 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 da. That's all I got. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Ah, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Oh, it's the ad you saw. Oh, they're just. You're talking about the ad you got. The Outer Worlds is a video game, CB. It's a video game. It's basically the new hot video game people love right now. What ad did I see? I saw nothing. I'm the streamer. Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, You got the coffee? I got the Snapple. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student. A female college student. That's right. Meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements, that is all. Oh my goodness, CV, if it is a lot of heart, that'd be awesome though. That looks like a lot of hard thing to do to take the picture, right? That is such a lot of hard thing to do. What is that supposed to mean? The prosecution has other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. A female college student, eh? It means she's female and a college student, sir. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, alright. So, about the witness who took this photo, what was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on that mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. Spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo, this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? No, don't be silly, Judge. That's a spirit from World of Light. Ugh. No, Your Honor, no. I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It is a little hard to see what's going on. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary. But not as dreary as the mood that's in this court right now. What a joke. Gumshoe said funny joke. Just like a cold front just moved in. In any case, the point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. I died, but I lived. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the neck. Wait, no wait. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on her stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Well, it doesn't mean that you pushed someone down like that once. With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal. Oh, I wonder if he's Canadian. Oh my goodness, brutal. He said brutal, like, incorrectly. Brutal. Ah, save your nasty look for the right person. Huh? Take a look. Poor baby. The court record seems to have wet itself. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? Ah, he's telling me to look in here for that. Wait, let me take a look at the photo again. No, not that photo. I think the photo. And stabbed her in the back, shoved the victim down. I mean, you really can't. Can you get around somebody like that, though? Wait, if she was stabbed in the back, wouldn't there be a blood trail or anything? Stabbed her in the back. I mean, can you really get around somebody like that, though? I'm gonna say, because Diego's telling me to look here. I'll look there. I'm gonna try this because you should see. Then why was he in front? But yeah, if you got stabbed in the back, wouldn't blood just be trickling on the car or something? There'd be like blood splatters everywhere or something. Oh, thank goodness. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too, just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the conditions that day? Hey, Pixel Dog, what's going on? The coat? Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat? As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of that bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. Or that, yeah. I was looking for blood, but we're talking about mud now. Did I win about the one about Glenn? I mean, either that or I skipped it. But yes, I did, Pixel Dog, I did. That's exactly right. The other day, I fell in a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. It took 3 weeks for the car wash to clean it. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. It was moist. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If your honor had fallen in the shower instead of a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet but not muddy. Is Edgeworth a bad? I mean, right now, he's a starter, so yes, he is a bad. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? You mean like the muddy scarf? A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. He's taunting you. He's pressing up on the D-pad, going, "Come on! Come on!" Neither would a real woman. Flick. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. The skiff. The scuff. The evidence is this scarf. Show your moves. Edgeworth is on our side, but not at this time. The scarf. Yes, the scarf. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell on the brig and got this moody, it means that the brig was obviously covered in mud. Oh, that language, I can't be outwitted by a novice bimbo. Wow, bimbo. Bimbo? Hey, same to you, buddy. Wow, what a blimby. This phase assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the conditions of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? Hold on, I'm gonna search up the definition of bimbo again. What is a bimbo again? An attractive but unintelligent or frivolous young woman. So you're calling me attractive but an idiot. Huh. Interesting. For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? But alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ah. You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando. I'm just curious, am I way back to... I need to know, like, am I okay being right here, or do I need to move the camera out a bit? Am I way close to the corner, or is this fine? I have no idea. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? Oh, I'm good in TF with those books. One of his many books. One of his one books. The false evidence is one of those three. Gotta find the lie. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the Crawford aficionado over here that said it. No, this court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. Oh, that's where the news started about false evidence. But we won't let him. We'll expose this evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes, the false evidence in this case is the witness's photo. The body in the trunk is the testimony. That's a lie. Pretty sure that's a lie. It's a no-brainer because the witness doesn't want to be here. The witness is a liar. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. Hair flick? That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy Wonder over there who would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Oh, got it. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from a mysterious witness after all. Oh, you should brace yourselves for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kinda worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? What will he mean? We'll find out now. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summoned the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. And... Witness, what is your name and occupation? It's Dahlia! Turrigan! And the music is back. Oh, hold on. Call! Sorry, I gotta do something real quick. I'll be right back, okay? Sorry. I'm back. Hopefully that didn't take too long. Man, did I have to run. No, don't ditch me. What did I do? She's all well drawn. No, don't leave me. Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh, let's go to the soup store, but all they sell is soup, Alex. Why do you want to go to the soup store for soup? When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double on a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand out a verdict just to have a bite. No. Hey, not so fast. Why are you in the soup store? As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. You are a subreddit nice guy. Miss Faye, you can learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear? This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble for it at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. You're a liar. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? It's not dull. You've been bamboozled. Did she get attacked by that? How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving down in her face like that? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. She can get a paper cut. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh, I don't like the turn this has taken. The turns have been tabled. Is she staring at me? And you would be... I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are. Okay. Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. Was I bamboozled before or bamboozled now? I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. CB with the who knows? By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Stop. Alright then, Miss Faye, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the rash of my gavel. I know it said wrath, but rash is funny. Alright, let's see. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. Wouldn't the cliff be in the way? Let's take a look at that again. If she was right here, I think if you took a picture, actually, you're kind of right. Even if she tried to take a photo, it would be like this. Like, you probably might get them, but your photo wouldn't come out like this. Your photo wouldn't look like that. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come. Oh, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly. Would you mind if we got back to the facts of this case, Your Honor? Then I noticed there were 2 people standing up on the suspension bridge. Was there anything strange about the 2 of them? I'm a bad girl. I know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there. So I decided to watch them like some kind of peeping Tom. No, not at all. Everyone is like that. I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place. Too much info, Your Honor. Ugh. This judge is weird. In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them. Especially dressed as they were. Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. Suddenly, they just started fighting. Suddenly. Do you have any idea what they were fighting about? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. What? I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that. That's right, Miss Faith. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Wow. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. Wait, the crucial... Why did you take a photo? Well, the 2 of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over. Smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was to use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. And right after that, I called the police. But wait a minute. The crucial moment? This doesn't look crucial at all. Is it this? Yes. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are 2 people facing each other. He wanted to be a whole circus. You testified that you saw the 2 of them starting to fight. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Don't. My apologies, young lady. But Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers, taking selfies, and posting them on Instagram. Ugh. Oh, still a weird taste. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. So you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. Please, stop, Judge. It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. Oh, I was using my camera to take some pictures of wallflowers. Two people sat in a suspension bridge. They started fighting. The victim turned around to try to run the other way. Wait, what? The victim turned around and tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards? 10 yards on that bridge? That's impossible! Oh, it worked. Witness, your testimony's a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Faye, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. I don't care, Boomer. One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were 2 contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Because Dusky Bridge is collapsed on that side. Wah! Getting her. What does this all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful, young lady has been lying to the court? Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. Oh my goodness, so instead of an updated autopsy report, we're getting an updated diagram? Here's the updated map, everybody. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints on it. So you're saying, I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous! Updated diagram report. Edgeworth and his updates. What the heck? Updated autopsy report. Updated diagram report. How come there's not a meme of the updated diagram now? You can actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented to the evidence. Updated Facebook status. That guy is good. Oh, what do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. But Mario ends the updates. Oh, mamma mia. What that coward. Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. All because of lies. I'm so sorry, I should have been more careful myself. Mario Ace Attorney. Mamma mia, objection! Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing a Mario Ace Attorney game. That's a thing I would like to see. No, it wasn't your fault after all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. Alright, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Oh, bye. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Wait, that was it? That was short? Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished. Don't say that. Oh well, maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. Tout est bien. They make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination if you please. The contradiction is staring you and right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Attack. Destroy. Destroy her immediately. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Actually, maybe she did. Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. Starbucks. Imagine they updated, like, Capcom updated this game, though. Imagine they updated this game and it's like, I can't wait to stop down at my favorite Starbucks, and instead of a coffee mug, it's a Starbucks cup. Oh, I wouldn't like that at all. That would be kind of weird. It's like, oh yeah, product placement in my Ace Attorney game now? What year is this? If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. No need to be so rude. Updated Phoenix Wright patch, full of product placement everywhere. Phoenix Wright will be talking about the hair gel, the kind of hair gel he uses. I use Axe hair gel. Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could. Oop. We're one step too slow. And then what did the defendant do after that? Then he carried her over to the car. You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Wait, she couldn't do any of that. She couldn't see any of that. She was across them from a cliff. There was a cliff. How come no one else is seeing this? In the game, I mean, not you, the chat. I'm pretty sure you already know what happens. Well, I don't know if you call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off. You mean this scarf? Her words match what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. Wait. Wait a minute. You can't... Wait. How can you see the car from there? You couldn't have seen the car right there. You're... Do I present this? Holy heck. A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Oh wait, it wasn't also the car. Instead of bringing it to the car, he could have dumped it into the river. I'm always thinking one way when the game is going the other way. It's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm thinking. The game is like, this is the actual way. You're thinking wrong, but you got it right. It's like when you show your work and you show it wrong, but you got the right answer. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map at the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at that same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed the body in the river. Updated car position. How about updated bridge position? Updated river position. I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye, but I must admit it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Ooh. What, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Time for another updated report. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. Wait, what? After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. Did Edgeworth just tell her to jump off a cliff into the river? What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, updated physics engine, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about? Alright. I'll do my best. What is it this time? After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. Broke into the trunk of the killer body and then killer body. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. This is the new one, right? What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I came to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police. And so that's when you call the police? You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. Hold on, I need to take a look at the photo again. Because if you can't see the car from where you are, there's a cliff in the way still. You can't see. If the same evidence works, Cliff, she saw Cliff. I know. She says she saw a car. I say bullpucky, she saw Cliff. The same evidence worked twice. The same evidence worked twice. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? My brand. Cliff just has a window in it. I would love to see a drawing of that. It's just, I would love to see that. Just Dahlia looking through a window in a cliff, looking at the car. No, Alex, I like Stevie's version better. That's just a window. It's like, I see everything. She doesn't talk about the window. It's just a plain old window. I punched a hole in the cliff and that's why I see everything. She's one punch woman. She just one punched the cliff and it made a hole. And it's like, I saw everything. So instead of punching the killer, I just punched a hole in the cliff and I got tired. It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you try to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. Hey, Rodrigo. From where you were standing, you could have not possibly seen the killer's car. I scream. I would actually try to scream, but I think if people are trying to listen to my voice, I think screaming is not what I should do. Plus, I don't want to throw out my voice because I've been recording this whole week. I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rocks. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not so high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. By the way, Rodrigo, how you doing? How you doing? I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. But that outcropping was not there before the murder. Updated outcropping report. Updated witness report. Wait, whiteness? I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Updated camera report. Updated camera report. Updated outcropping report. Updated story report. Your whole photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Updated world report. Where Edgeworth just comes up and say, oh, we're not at this river. Oh, you're talking about this Eagle River? Oh, I'm talking about the other Eagle River, where you can see everything. What is the meaning of all this ballyhoo? Updated universe report. Updated report. How about that? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in the stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge? What is it? My lovely dumpling cake? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. Oh no, I mean the river in Paris. It all happened in Paris. It all happened in California. You can't just say that. Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Updated planet report. Yes indeed. Quite true. You know what they say, old toasters toast toast. To err is human, to forgive divine, and forget. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair. Updated Pluto report. Save the tears for later, kitten. Mr. Armando. Don't look bad until the trial's over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Ah. Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were holes and there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain there were scratch marks from when he broke into it. Nani? Let me see that photo. It's true, these certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. Did Sora try breaking into the car again? Freaking Sora with his keyblade. Who would rather? Past or present, coffee guy? Who would you rather? Are we playing a who would you rather game? It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? It doesn't work because she said she was on the other side. Hello? Are people doofuses? Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in the field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? You'll buy it? Okay, Alex buys it. I got her. I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. I don't know, Tiafatos. I don't think I want to answer that. I'll sip invisible can for ya. Oh! So perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness has seen the scratches was she put the corpse in herself. She happened to be passing by. Or she's the owner of the car. I don't think she's the owner because her sister drove it. She didn't pass by, so she probably just put the corpse in herself. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we never would have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. No. Pixel Dog, I'm going to decline that. That is not going to happen ever. I feel like people will save up forever just for me to drink oil. I don't want that. Why would you bring that back? Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photos that she took? The corpse could have only been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Well, wait, couldn't she have set a timer and then do it? Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is that the shutter for this may have not been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Does a timer function? Points for points. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why? It's almost as if she had just brought this camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Faye? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. Will the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? And answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Miss Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? So if she wasn't here, she had it set for a time when they were here. So the only way the photo could work is that she was standing here. And the killer is Terry Falls. Maybe she was the victim instead of Valerie? Naturally, the witness was right here. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order! Miss Faye! She was in the car as the getaway driver. Oh yeah, so Dahlia and Terry Falls were working together. Miss Faye, what on... Oh, see a pixel dog? Sleep well. What on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. Look at that, that car left. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine. Of course Mr. Falls met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. Nani? Is the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Oh, the white scarf! Because on the victim's note, it said wear a white scarf, but this scarf ain't white, it's blue! Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification. Namely, this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear the scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you're wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No! She died. She gone. Oops. I shouldn't have done that. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well, this court is in recess. To be continued next time. Thank you all for coming to tonight's stream. I hope you had a wonderful time. We finished case 3 and we're going on with episode 4. So until the next stream, I will see you all on Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time with Portal 2. Until the next stream, everybody, thank you all for coming. If you want to follow me on my social medias, it's in the chat. Do what you can. It's not working. Why isn't it working? What? Oh, there it goes. It just got delayed. All right. Bye, everybody.